Greetings, everyone. My name is Alex Kruger, and I am the Director of Major Gifts and Planned Giving at United Way, the Capital Region in Central Pennsylvania. Today, we're going to be discussing an issue that not a lot of folks think of, but that could ravish our neighborhoods. I'm talking about utility infrastructure. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Alex, that sounds super boring, and there has to be other things more pressing than that to tackle. To which I would reply, hey, some people say Better Call Saul was boring, and I saw it as a masterpiece. But not only that, usually these boring, unspectacular phenomenons are the exact ones that go untreated and end up becoming catastrophes. I first became passionate about this project when I realized my own local municipality needed to upgrade their entire sewage system, seeing as how it was built over 200 years ago and still consisted of, wooden pipes instead of metal ones. So let's first look at what it is we could be doing for this project.
So let's ask ourselves, how can we prepare for what's ahead? Well, number one, environmental assessments are crucial to ensuring all parties understand where the problems are coming from. Think of it as making sure you get your physical every year the older you get so you can catch an issue early when it's manageable. Regional grants are a great way to pool resources for needs. Furthermore, some larger grants require larger geographical impact areas, so we aren't eligible for this assistance unless we collaborate. Lawmakers and politicians aren't just dirty words. We can talk early and often and ask for their help in fixing the communities of their constituents. Now, local municipalities can often feel like they don't have the support they need to tackle these kinds of problems. But that's exactly why they need addressed. Bite-sized pieces of the pie will ensure no one gets full too quickly. We must pace the expense and the disruption to the communities of everyday life. I live in an urban location that I lovingly refer to as a concrete jungle. And trust me, it's a pain to constantly be under construction. But if it's done in a common sense way that has the least disruption to the community applied to it, it's worth it. And lastly, while all of this is going on, it is extremely important to remember not to neglect the systems and structures already in place. If we constantly have to stop to address minor issues, we'll never get to tackle the big items. But that leads us to the next question. What does my foresight journey tell me about myself and my own future? Roadblocks aren't always dead ends, but opportunities to think of new avenues. Thinking of the end goal provides a proper roadmap to said goal. Now, one of the things I love learning the most is that anything can be assessed or considered under future models, even in my resource development world, such as how do I grow our Tocqueville Society by 200 members in the next 3 years? What can I do to sway more giving to our programming instead of designations? What would a proper planned giving program do for our future sustainability? Can we fix systems if we don't know how they operate? Can we improve a system we don't fully understand? And finally, doesn't breaking things down to a molecular level make sense if our goal is to overhaul a way of being? By diving into this futures homework, I really started to understand how I can take the programming that I'm overseeing here at the United Way of the Capital Region and elevate it to that next level that it so desperately needs if we're going to maintain our success for the next 100 years.
Well, as luck would have it, we've been lucky enough to unearth a reverse time capsule. What I mean by that is a video was shot 10 years from now and sent back to us in 2025. I'd explain the technology, but honestly, Robert Zemeckis and Doc Brown covered it pretty well in the Back to the Future movies. But alas, let's hear how utility infrastructure has fared in the year 2035. Hello, past Alex and next gen cohort members. I wanted you to know that, unfortunately, the world is just as predictable as we always thought. But worry not, since we planned for this, good news is here. Thanks to your powerful insight, hope is on the way. After years of hemming and hawing, as well as back and forths, the big three utility suppliers are pouring money into updating their delivery systems. Pennsylvania American Water has agreed to upgrade their sewage lines to metal, as opposed to the wooden mess you're stuck with now. UGI and PP&L have agreed to upgrade their systems so that the cleanest energy possible is going to consumers. Now, this wouldn't have been possible without the diligent work of our local United Way. we pushed the companies to do environmental impact studies. And once the results showed a need for improvements, we ran a capital campaign with 8 other United Ways in the region to secure private funds, government grants, and corporate dollars for a total amount of $4.8 million. The corporations then, true to their word, each matched that dollar amount to help pay for the project. If it wasn't for the Capital Region United Way bringing these players to the table together, this may have never happened. But thanks to your collective efforts and the advancement of robotics and AI, there is a comprehensive plan in place to not only upgrade the systems, but also to ensure the work is not so cumbersome that it causes undue stress to the local residents. As you can imagine, as always happens in society, the wealthier neighborhoods have shrunk in size but doubled in earned income, whereas the low income area has doubled in size and wages have remained the same. Thanks to diligent lobbying by our friends in the State House, those areas with the lowest net income will be solved first, since their utility infrastructure is the oldest and most out of date. All in all, the futures forecast you are developing here are integral to this project being done in a timely manner. And thanks for never investing in Bitcoin. The way it bottoms out, well, just watch the Aaron Sorkin movie in 2030. It explains it pretty well. Best of luck, Alec, and don't worry, we still have our hair. Well, there you have it. The first ever reverse time capsule let us know we're on the right path for the project and for all manner of thinking. But let's remember that even if we don't have assurances from the future, that's no excuse not to try to elevate our thinking and refine our processes. Anything is possible when we put our minds to it and do the work. Now, if only the future me had shared a stock tip or two. That's it for me, folks. I hope you enjoyed and good luck prognosticating.